everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and hello to everyone that is new here. In today's demo we'll be learning yet another cables variation, but this time we'll be doing it using another carriage. Now this carriage used to intimidate me when I used to be a student, but once I got a hold of it, I completely loved it. So I'm hoping you will too. Now the beauty of knitting is that making slight changes along the way can give you a completely different outcome. So at the end of all my videos, I mention a few changes that you can make to my swatches so you can go beyond what I show you. So if you like all my demos and want that extra dose of knit over to you every single week, make sure you hit that subscribe button below, and do not forget to share with your other knit friends. Let's not be greedy. So if you want more advanced techniques and if you want to learn the technical side of knitwear, make sure you check my website out. I've got a whole archive of patterns and courses that will help you gain a better understanding of knitwear. The link is below, and I've also got a link to my Patreon, again delivering you 4 amazing patterns a month and a little community going. So I hope to see you guys there, and let's get started with today's technique. So what we're going to do is we're going to swap the carriages around. Okay, so I'm going to take off my main bed carriage and I'm going to grab my entirely carriage, which is this one here, and I am going to simply slide it through and just trying to lift it up to make sure it's nice and secure and doesn't come off easy. Okay, and currently my carriage is on the left hand side. I am then going to go ahead and just move it across without any yarns, without anything. Okay, so when I do so, it will basically select the needles forward where the stitches lay just behind the latch. Okay, so now my carriage is on the right hand side. Now what you need to do is grab 4 different cones of yarns. Okay, so I'll be using 2 beige yarns, 1 green and 1 white. So you'll see again why. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab the yarns and place it on the floor. The short end of the yarn, which is this one, okay, sits nearest to the carriage. My carriage is on the right hand side here, so I'm going to go from right to left like so, okay, and just lay it over like that. Then I'm going to grab my next color, which is my green for the cable, and I'm going to place it from the 10th needle over to the first needle because our cable pattern is 20 needles wide. Okay, and the next 10 I'm going to go with the white, right to left, and then the remainder is going to be my 4th yarn, which is a beige yarn again, like that. Okay, all of my long ends which are connected to the cone are just laying on the left hand side, okay, on this side. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my yarns down, okay, all of the ends of yarn. Don't hold it too tight because the yarn needs to be fed through the needles. And I'm going to go ahead and move my carriage across, and I will basically knit those colors in. Okay, so you've just got to continue doing so. So again, I'm going to take that beige yarn and lay it over the same needles like this. Take the white yarn and then lay it over the 10 needles like this, and then the green yarn over the next 10 needles, and then the beige, just like that. So hold these ends down, okay, don't hold it too tight, and go ahead and move your carriage across. Okay, so if you look at it, you've got your colors forming here in each section. Okay, and as we go on doing more rows, which we will need to because we're doing a large cable, so the larger the cable, the more rows you need to knit in order for it to be able to swap over. Okay, now if you're doing a smaller cable, you should be okay doing a few rows, but you've got to experiment and see what works for you. Now I'm going to go ahead and do quite a few rows, and then I'll come back and then we're going to do the cable swap. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done quite a few rows, as you can see, and now I'm going to go ahead and grab my two 10 prong transfer tools. Okay, these can be bought on Hague, but I will try and find other links and link them below. They are absolutely great, actually. So if you can see, we've got these massive slits or holes forming, and that's completely normal, and that's how it needs to be. Okay, I will at some point do another intarsia video doing like a little pattern. Now if you are interested, do let me know, but I think I might go ahead and do it anyway. So this is now like a simple cable swap. So okay, so I'm going to go ahead and open up all my latches to make it slightly easier for me. Okay, and I'm going to place the transfer tools over my needles. Okay, I'm going to do so on the left as well. So we're working with a 20 needle set, 10 on each side of the cable, and I'm going to do it as a just as you do your normal cable. Okay, it's nothing different. And I'm going to grab these and swap them over. So the right is going to go onto my left. Again, it's just a simple cable swap, and the left is going to go to the right. So it's already feeling a little bit tight or hard to swap. So if you did any less rows than what I've done, it probably might prove to be difficult. Okay, now at this point, if you wanted to, you can still continue doing intarsia. Okay, now what you must note is I've pushed all of my needles forward. Okay, now for intarsia, you need to push them all slightly over to the back into position C on your needle bed, and make sure all of the latches are open. I cannot stress on this enough. If your latches are closed and if you place the yarn over, it will obviously drop the stitch because it's got nothing to feed through. So you can continue with the intarsia pattern, or you can simply swap back to your normal bed carriage. Okay, and grab your yarn, and just as you do normal knitting, just push all your needles forward and knit. So at this point, if you wanted to, you could actually now go back to your intarsia carriage and redo this maybe in another section, or you could do it in this section and swap it around slightly different. Okay, there are like endless possibilities to this. There's no sort of one method. So I hope you enjoy that. I hope that was very helpful. There's again so much you can do with it. Let me know how you get on. Tag me with your progress, and if you've got any questions, let me know. Right, I'll see you next week. Bye.